So we have another fun week ahead of us. You want to break it down, John? This was kind of like all your effort here, so show off what you did.
Sure. So thanks everybody for joining. What we're going to talk about is next week, starting with Monday, and go through the week. We'll kind of work our way down. So Max Monday is on Monday. We're going to go through that in some detail. The Spotlight Hour is Tuesday. Origin Palkia Raid Hour on Wednesday is actually extended. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. And then on Sunday is Flabébé Community Day. We're going to go through that in some detail. We're going to talk briefly touch on the different things that are going on for raids. All the current raids are ending on Tuesday at 10 a.m. and the new set of raids start, which there's a lot of changes, but not everything's changing on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mark is going to cover the Pokemon Concierge event. And then we're going to also talk about some of the GBL changes that are going on during this whole thing. So we can go ahead on to the next slide.
One thing,
here.
John.
So Max Monday is this Monday coming up. It's 6 to 7 p.m. local time. It's Trubbish is Dynamax Trubbish is what's coming out. It's also interesting this week. It also coincides with what's going on Tuesday for Spotlight Hour. What's important to know for Trubbish is that in the future, we're probably going to get the G-Max form of him, the Garbodor. And so it's not a super important one to get. It's good to get because it's nice in the sense that the Dynamax version is nice to get because what's going to happen is that it's shiny eligible. It also we don't know how long it's going to be until we get the G-Max form of him. So definitely one to go. And thanks, Crispy. Yes, I agree. It's definitely one of the best trash Pokemon there is out there.
It's got a boat in it. Look at that. Look at that G-Man. It's got a boat in there and a plane. It's awesome.
Yes, it collects everything. How big is it in the mainline stuff? Is it huge?
It's probably, I think, one of the bigger ones out there because, it's got the boat and the plane and stuff. It definitely towers over the battlefield compared to, I think, most of the G-Maxes.
Sure. Yeah, it's Katamari Pokemon. Yeah, he collects everything as he goes along.
Exactly.
Yeah, good comment on that. So, but yeah, this is definitely one that it's going to be around for the whole week. So it's not like you got to go hard and go get them on Monday during that time. But it's definitely one that makes it help you get along some of the research that's going on. I personally have a research where I need to claim particles from I think 15 gyms to 15 power spots total, and so you want to use up those max particles on something useful. This is not exactly the most useful Pokemon out there, but it's still a very good, still one to get there. I personally go for it so I can get the shiny Dex entry with this version in particular, and that's what I do it for.
Yeah,
and also for the dust. So you want to make sure you're running a Star Piece while you're going ahead and doing that.
Yeah, because also it's a better chance of getting yourself a Shundo too. So if you're trying to really complete that dex, like myself trying to get hundos and shundos of everything, these are good things to go out for because you got a better chance of not being disappointed by it not being a Shundo. So there you go.
Yep. There we go. Very slow on my side of things. And then on Tuesday, Spotlight Hour, this is the one to be going for. You want to make sure you've got tons of bag space and you want to go out and catch for an hour straight. This is this Pokemon, if it's weather boosted and you're running a Star Piece, you're going to get over 2,200 Stardust per catch.
That's nice.
So it's a really true Q one there. It can be shiny. I think I've been seeing different shiny odds. I've been seeing anywhere from 1 to 64, 1 to 128. So the shiny is available and it's slightly boosted for this. It's not for this event, but it's just one of those ones that are slightly boosted for it. It's the double dust is really the thing here. So if you're low in dust, or as you know, a lot of people are always wanting some more dust, this is definitely the event to go get it. Getting 1 million dust during this hour is definitely possible. I personally have gotten around 700 to 800,000 an hour doing an event like this without going super hard. But definitely a lot of huge dust collector for that.
I also want to circle back though and say what Majin Legacy talked about. Yeah, I think Max Soup is coming at some point. So if you do have like a Shundo D-Max, you know, besides the fact it's a Shundo D-Max and you want to keep it for that, it could eventually become a G-Max depending on how they give out the max soup. So because they gave the bottle cap, so I'm expecting other items that can also change the forms or states of your Pokemon, like max soup.
So why don't you talk a little bit about what max soup is actually for people that don't know?
In the mainline games, yes, I know everyone's favorite. Everyone plays those. I know. You get to a point where any Pokemon you have that you can give it the soup to either turn it into a D-Max or turn a D-Max into a G-Max if it has the appropriate form and it's evolved to the appropriate mod. So it could work just like the bottle cap did, where you increase your IVs all the way, that you do some quests or some tasks, and then you're able to turn a D-Max into a G-Max. And I wouldn't be surprised if they also have maybe some caveats where you have to have all the max moves maxed out or something, but it is definitely a possibility.
So definitely something that, in my opinion, they lately we've been seeing more and more monetization of things, and so it wouldn't surprise me if this is something that they're going to put out there. Hopefully, it's not another $20 hyper training type of thing like
yes.
that last time.
Yes,
but definitely something. Maybe it'll be a $10 or less dollars one type of thing.
That was painful. That price. That price was painful. Oh my god. Anyway, yes, let's continue then. Yeah, so Trubbish Spotlight Hour. If you want a million dust, do it. You can definitely go hard and get a ton of dust from doing this event. Like I've caught easily 500 Pokemon on that day. So if you do the math there, you're hitting a lot of dust with the star piece as well. So like this is definitely what I'll be doing, because it's just I'm close to getting to 10 million Stardust, so I really want to hit that milestone. I want to get there. Nice. Yeah.
And I'll give an official Pogo Tips tip here. So personally, what I recommend doing is, while you're doing this, if you got auto catching turned on, the best adventure effect, in my opinion, unless you're going to be manually catching every single one of them, if that's the case, then you would do something like Spatial Rend. But what I would do instead is that I catch some by hand, but then I've got auto catching going on. I use the Kiram Black's adventure effect.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And with Kiram Black's adventure effects, it makes it so that you've got a 1.75 higher chance of catching the Pokemon. It only costs 30,000 Stardust for half an hour, and if you're running a star piece while you're doing this, you can easily make that up in some type of like this. There are days in ones like this that I do that I've done them where I just let it do all the catching 100% of the time, and I just make sure that I'm moving around and doing stuff so that I'm getting a lot of spawns. You want to make sure you're running incense and things like that. And I've caught in the around the 300 range, 300 Pokemon during an hour like this. So you just need to be running around, moving around, and making sure you get lots of spawns. Lure up all the stops. Lure the stops up before you even start. The lures. You might as well they don't last any longer. Exactly. You can also a lot of people don't know this, but you can stack star pieces, you can stack incense, and so you can stack to make sure you've got an hour of those all going right away there for it.
Exactly.
So and as Rooster says, yes, you want to be moving around, making sure spawns are showing up for you, and so just keep moving around to do that. So,
and I will say one thing is that don't forget also, you can also stack them just from the screen once you proc the first item, like say in a Lucky Egg or a Star Piece. Once you have that timer going, you can also hit it just from the screen to add another one, just like that.
Yep. Yeah, and definitely, as Ween is mentioning, you definitely want to be running a Mega. The reason for that is twofold. One is it gives you an extra, I think it's 25 experience per catch. And then if you if you Lucky Egg it, then you get some more there for it. But also, if you want to be running the same type. So in this case here, you want to be running a poison type, and if you have a Mega 3 version, then you want to run the Mega 3 version while you're doing it. That way, you get some extra candy and extra XLs of it. So, and as I mentioned before, there is a G-Max version of this, and so it's something you're going to want to be pushing hard for. To make sure you've got those XLs because you want to be able to max those out.
Yeah, and I will give a bit of a preview. We're going to have a short coming out pretty soon about why exactly we know how much the Mega Evolution bonus is. I don't want to give away too much, but it's going to be an awesome video. We both work together on that, and I'm very happy with the results so far. John?
Sorry,
John?
Nope. I was talking to myself.
Okay.
That one we expect to come out next week,
Yeah.
and we can move on to the next slide here for it.
Yeah.
We've got a change in a change for the megas.
True.
This month is a bit crazy with things like that. With
Oh
the
my
megas.
God, yes.
Yeah, every week we're having 2, 3, or 4 different megas at the same time. So this is definitely a different month than we normally had. We just had Mega Gyarados come out. And with the mega Gyarados came out, a lot of people have it. This would be a good time though if you didn't finish up doing one of your Cub Foos. You got to get a couple more Cub Foos as your buddy to make sure that you can evolve that one.
Yep.
Mega Pidgeot is something that a lot of people already have, and it's been pretty easy to get the candy for the energy for it in the past. So definitely something, in my opinion, to kind of skip. You've already probably done a lot of these things here and things like that. Is that Mega Pidgeot is that it's a normal type and a flying type.
Yes.
And there's not very many normal megas. And especially the dual combo like this is definitely one that I personally end up running a lot. There's a lot of times that I'm catching some normal spawn that I want, and then I might as well run a second type of thing there. And to help Rooster a little bit, I'll talk a little bit about the megas, what it is. So there's 3 different levels of megas. When you first time you mega something, you can actually search for the word mega 1, the number 1, so MEGA1, and that'll show you megas that you've mega evolved at least once. And then after mega evolving it, I think it's 3 times. Then it goes to become a mega 2, and then after that, then after you've done that for, I think it's 21 times at that point, and then it's going to become a mega 3. And the higher the level of the mega is, the more chance you have of candies. The more chance you have of extra candies, I should say, and also XLs. So a Mega 3, typically speaking, you're going to get 2 XLs when you catch a Pokemon that's the same type of your Mega. Meaning, if, for example, in the Mega Pidgeot version, it's a normal and a flying type. So if you catch a Pokemon that's a normal or a flying type, you're going to get extra candy and extra XL candy for that.
Yeah,
and that'll help you, with getting with if you need those XLs in particular.
Yeah, and I also posted in chat that I posted a few of the search strings that I use myself. Like Mega 1 helps you find all the lower ones. Mega 1 to 3 helps you find basically all of them. And I use Mega 1-2 to find all the Pokemon that I still have to Mega up to reach level 3 to get them maxed out. So like basically every week or every 3 or 4 days, I sit down and I just do Mega 1-2 and just watch a video on YouTube and Mega up everything. So that way I got 4. I usually go for 4 of each different Mega. That way I have one ready to be active with the cooldown you get from Mega level 3.
Yep. And one thing I personally call it Mega Mondays. That way, sometime on Monday I go through all my Mega 1 and 2s, and I Mega them once a week. After a period of time, based upon the Mega level, is how often you can Mega them for free. So if you don't have a lot of Mega energy, then you can Mega them for free after. So Mega 3, the top one, is after 3 days, after 72 hours, it's free again to Mega that one. And for the Mega 2 versions, it's after 5 days, and the Mega 1 versions, it's after 7.
It can get kind of complicated for sure, especially like when you have so many different Megas and whatnot, and the typings, whatever. So if you never know, if you're not sure, like sometimes what the Megas are, Mega 1-2 and a type can help you find it. But remember, some of them do change types though. Like Gyarados goes from water flying to water dark, so it's not always going to be foolproof. But at least you can get an idea of which ones you need to Mega. If you use that Mega 3 and the Pokemon type you're looking for to get extra candies from.
Yeah. Now there's certain Megas that are very special ones. There's 3 Megas. There's 3 Megas or quote unquote Megas that have different types.
Right.
For example, Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Groudon. As Majin just posted there, those are 3 different types.
Yes.
They cover. So those are ones that you really want to make sure you get to Mega 3 quickly. And I personally recommend getting at least 2 of them to Mega 3, and that way you're not using up energy all the time for them, because then you can do Mega them every 3 days. Yeah. So that's definitely something to take care of.
For sure. And I do want to do a little funny thing, but it's actually called Mega Rayquaza because for some reason the other 2 are called Primals, but then Rayquaza is only a Mega. Like, why are the other two called primals and the other one's called I don't know. Like, Pokemon sometimes doesn't make sense to me too. So yeah, it's weird how only Kyogre and Groudon are primals, even though Rayquaza, the other legendary from that generation, that one's called Mega. So yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I know, it's so dumb. Sometimes this stuff is so dumb. All right, cool. Let's continue. Sorry.
Yep. So is it super important to do? No, but it's definitely, you want to make sure you've got those mega energy for those different types there for it.
Yeah,
so
I mostly meant that as a joke, because after mega Gyarados Raid Day, Mega Sharpedo Raid Day, you should have your Cubfu like ready to evolve. Except actually I don't now, so like I might actually do some Mega Gyarados raids to help it to bump it up a little bit too. Keep forgetting. Yeah, Ray's a good one to get because also it's a great attacker on top of it. All right, here we go. Pokemon Concierge Celebration. Okay, I'm excited for this one for a couple different reasons. The first reason is we're going to get a costume Psyduck, which I think is the first one ever in the game, which I'm very, very excited about. Very excited about. And also, he's got that little swim floaty down there. It's going to match his shiny perfectly. Perfectly. But then I have to bring up conspiracy. I watched Pokemon Concierge. I think it's a very fun, little heartwarming show. But Psyduck has an inner tube for a little bit in that show, and it is not this one. That is a Magikarp's inner tube that he must have stolen from that poor sad Magikarp that evolved into a Gyarados. Anyway, so yes, this starts from September 9th at 10 a.m. and goes on until the 14th at 8 p.m., kind of like what our Kanto celebration did this week. And you get two times catch candy, and then your buddy will bring you more items. You get here's the best part: increased chances to see the Psyduck with the pool floaty, and he also may have a new background just by catching him in the wild, which is I think the first time they've done that, except outside of really big events like Pokemon, like a Go Fest or Go Tour.
No, this is the first time ever you've been able to catch backgrounds in the wild.
Oh,
so that, I mean,
okay.
that, you know me, I love the backgrounds, and so that's,
yeah,
that, you know, every Psyduck, I'm probably gonna have way too many Psyducks at the end of this. By the end of
the
this
number of times he's asked me, "Do you have a Huron with a white background?" No, not shiny, just a normal one. That's the one I'm missing. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah. No, I'm about. One cool thing I personally like, the stickers that you, the stickers that you see here on the screen, those are the actual in-game stickers. So they're taken from the show. The show is a stop animation show.
Yeah.
And in-game stickers are going to be the ones that you see here up on the screen.
Yeah, it's very cute. Right. I do want to say something, Crispy. Yes, that is correct, but also at the same time, they all kind of consume their different mega spheres, okay, quote unquote mega spheres, because I know the blue orb and red orb are different than the mega stones. So then, yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that it's just a little bit confusing, you know, that the big three aren't just all called primals or something like that, and they divert. That's all I'm saying. Is that it's a little convoluted, is all I mean. Sorry.
So buddies can bring you more items. A lot of people, there's one of the 40 something levels, I forgot which it is, you need to get your buddy to bring you a certain amount of items.
Oh, that's right.
So that's something that would help those people, you know, people with it. You gotta see which it is. Double catch candy is good. Double catch candy, if you haven't caught if you're Keldeo, that's a good one to make sure you wait for the double catch candy to catch it for that, you know, so you get the extra candy for it.
Oh, that'd been a good idea.
Yep. And obviously the surprise encounters, those are the snapshots type of thing for it.
Also, we already have a prime candidate for another costume Pokemon. If you go back for 1 second though, please. That Eevee right there with that big bow, you know it's going to become a costume at some point. You know it. And it won't be evolvable either. So if you get a Shundo of that, you know, I feel for you when it comes out in the future. But yeah, okay, let's go back to everything else, because we have some raids to go over, which I'm a little excited about because Shinx is finally back in 1-star raids. I've not seen that Pokemon a lot in the wild, so I'm might do a couple of those, see if I can get the shiny, because it does have a very amazing shiny. I love the yellow on it. It's great. Then we've got Magikarp and Pikachu, which, I mean, Pikachu, I'm not doing any of those, that's for sure. I've already caught so many of those guys. And then Magikarp, in case you for some reason want to go for a Magikarp instead of Gyarados, you know, that'll be in 1-star raids. Then we've got Dragonite, Luxray, and Arcanine in 3-star raids. Unfortunately, none of them can be shiny, so I'm going to probably skip all those. But yeah, each one of these are actually Pokemon that did play a bit of a role in the show, and you know, they were all very cute and adorable, and I love them so much. There's going to be 2 different researches. Okay, we've got a timed research and a paid research. We're not really sure what the timed research is about. They're being a bit vaguer than they used to be about what we're getting out of research, so we'll have to just wait and see about that. There's basically a $5 ticket. You get 5k Stardust, you get an avatar pose, which you can see below down there. And then also costume encounters, which I'm guessing is just going to be Psyduck because we don't have any other costumes they've announced at all about this yet. And more, whatever that means. Oh, but the shirt is free though, and I kind of like the shirt. Kind of nice.
Yep. The pose I could personally skip, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The rest of the research. I got to see what else the research gives, and then I make a decision based upon that.
It reminds me of like one of the dumbest mini games in the mainline games that I absolutely hate with a passion. So I probably do skip it.
It sounds like you actually have a bit of a trigger with it. I might want to skip over it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. I hated that mini game so much. Anyway, let's continue before I go off on a tangent that no one wants to hear about.
Childhood trauma. Let's continue.
This was in Generation 9. So a year ago. It happened a year ago, dude.
Nice.
Hey, go ahead.
So Go Battle League changes are coming out on Tuesday. I know that we've had a lot of other cups besides the Ultra League. The Ultra League is one that a lot of people like a lot. So that's coming back. The Summer Cup is for some reason it's the end of summer, but I guess it's they decided to throw that in as the summer is wrapping up. Technically still in the summer season. It is limiting which ones you can use for that, and there are a lot of there is still a lot of good Pokemon that you can use. It's really not a huge reduction amount of ones that you can use for the Little Cup. I'm sorry, for Great Cup, for Great League for it. So that's something that's changing. So, but I know that most of the GBLers like to do Ultra League, and so that's what's coming.
I actually have a kind of a fun Ultra League team I use sometimes with some of my favorite Pokemon. Got a Shadow Gliscor, Shadow Dragonite, and Skeledirge. It's pretty good. It actually does pretty good.
Was Skeledirge part of your lineup before the recent Conde move that came out?
Yeah, before I think.
Yeah, because there was Torch, something Torch was that move.
Torch Song.
Move. Yeah, Torch Song. It's a good move that came out.
No, yeah, actually, good point. I haven't thought about having to change that move because it still does great. It's a nice big bulky boy that has 3 different types on it. It's amazing. I love that boy. Anyway, sorry. Let's continue.
No problem. It's good to hear the different stories for it.
Yeah.
So they messed up Palkia Origin last week, where during raid hour,
Right.
where a lot of the raids were being blocked at different times, and it wasn't just the New Zealand. I remember this happening in New Jersey. I'm sure it's happened all over the country, where I had some raids that started at minutes before 7:00, and even they were still going even as almost 7:30 for it, and that was the Origin form of it. And so it was definitely one of those ones that was there was one of those mess ups. And so what they decided to do is they were making raid hour going from starting on Wednesday at 5:00 instead of the normal 6:00, and it makes it so that we get a longer time to do it. This is one of the most important Pokemon to get. Make sure that you at least get one with Spatial Rend. Spatial Rend, they claim, is a 1 in 10 chance, but I've been hearing a lot of that. That is actually much better than that. It's a 1 in 4 to 1 in 5 chance is what most people got last week. I did about 9 or 10 raids last week, and I got 3 with the move for it. So it was blocked. Yeah, it was blocked everywhere. They just what if you noticed what they did this week for the mega raid hour that we just had, the mega raids that we just had, the Sharpedos.
Yeah,
they at 30 minutes before the raid started, they actually blocked all of the gyms. There's no gyms that had any eggs or anything like that. I suspect that's what they're going to start doing during events like this. Is that 30 minutes before they're going to start blocking that. Shiny is available, and for this, it's a 1 in 10 chance for Shiny, which is normal for these raid hours, these legendary raid hours for it.
I will say, I hope that this starts where they actually start to really look at some more quality of life stuff, as in they actually code the gyms right so that we can still have raids going on, like say up until like a certain point, like say 15 minutes before raid hour starts, and then already popping out as soon as raid hour is over. So we get raids a bit fast afterwards as well. Because that's one of my disappointments is that like after raid hour, I'm like, okay, cool. Actually, I wouldn't mind. I'm out. Let's do a couple more raids, and there's nothing right for like anywhere except for a couple like Palkia raids that kind of got started a little bit late. So I would love it if they could actually really sit down and like work on that and make it so like, you know, you gotta like extra stuff to do after the raid hour ends, because like, you know, if I'm going out during that time, like I wouldn't mind trying to get the other little raids that are going on. Might be one of my motivations to go out, because I know I can get those other raids right after raid hour ends.
One of the things that people don't realize is that there is for this season the rare XL, and if you don't catch it before the clock hits 7 o'clock, if you finish the raid and you still haven't caught it before 7 o'clock, you catch it at 7 or later, you won't get the extra XL, the rare XL.
Nope.
I suspect that this week we're only going to get it. We're only going to get the rare XL from 6 to 7 this week, so we're not going to get it between the 5 to 6 o'clock hour. Is because that's a lot of work for them to do for it. So.
Yep, agreed. So much work. We gotta cut them some slack, obviously. Yes. So I was gonna say what you were gonna say is that you gotta do this one. This one's a good Pokemon to have as much candy as possible, because like of all my like whenever I have rare candies sitting around, I don't know what to do with them. I just dump them in Palkia usually.
And you want to make sure you're running a dragon or a water type Mega 3 while you're trying to catch it, because that again adds. If you got a Mega 3, you're getting 2 or 3 extra candies, and you're going to use up so much when you do spatial rend with this. And again, if hopefully you get your spatial rend one.
And honestly, if this is going on, like it would be great to do Kyogre, because then also you get extra Psyduck candy as well from the event. So Kyogre probably the best one, but Ray is still also a great choice as well, because he also boosts a couple other types same time.
So you want to talk about Flabébé community?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for this one because I enjoy Flabébé, especially in Pogo, because I don't have to like strain my eyes to see whether or not it's shiny, because there's no indicator in the new games, which is terrible. So we're gonna get, of course, Flabébé everywhere. Okay, we're gonna get also quarter egg hatch distance. So if you've got some eggs saved up, that'd be a great time. Knock them out. 3-hour incense and lures, just like always. You've got double catch candy and double chance to get a candy XL. You also get another special trade, so we're back up to 2. Remember, in this season we only get 1 special trade, so we're back up to 2. And then trades will also require 50% less Stardust. And let's also not forget that that's the thing I forgot to put in the slide, is that when you evolve it into Florges, it only takes 7 hearts, and it gets the move Chilling Water, and that goes on for like at least 7 days after the event goes on. So you have plenty of time to go and get those hearts for it. I think it's the same as it was with Eevee, where you could still do the Sylveon evolution with fewer hearts.
You are correct. It is.
Yes.
It's for the entire week after the event. They're going to make it so that you can just still do 7 hearts for it.
Don't worry if you don't get it done. It'll happen in December, because I forgot to do a couple of Corviknights actually during the whole week. So I'm saving up some to be doing in December, and of course anything I catch between now and then. So if you don't get it done, no worries, but honestly it's going to be the easiest time to do it, because also another reason to go after this guy is because he's actually, from what I've heard, a good introduction to the Master League. He's actually pretty viable in there, right, John?
Oh yeah, he's highly ranked in the Master League, especially for the type that it is. And so it's definitely one you're going to want to chase after if you're doing, even if you're not doing Master League now, but it does require the hundo for it.
Yes,
so that is definitely for it. It's ranked 37th in the Master League.
Wow,
so it's,
I thought it was in the 50s.
It's a fairy type. It's the only other fairy types that are better than it is Zacian, and then Togekiss are the only better ones in it. And so this is, if you don't have either one of those good Master League ones, it's definitely should be able to get a hundo out of this one for it. One of the things just want to bring up is that there's a $2 equivalent currency for the special research. It gets you 3 backgrounds beyond the ones that you normally can get in the research in the field research, and you do get some extra encounters. Again, you want to talk about the colors, Mark? Which ones you can get?
Yes, that's what I was talking about next. So when I first saw it announced, I was like, oh my god, are they going to actually give us access to all 5 colors at once? And the answer is no. Sorry, guys. They will be in the region locked area, so we'll be getting the yellow ones over here in North and South America, of course parts of and of course Greenland and Iceland, and Iceland's with us. Oh, okay. And then red will be in Africa and Europe, parts of Asia over there, and finally blue will be mostly in Asia as well as Australia, New Zealand, those places. But for white and orange, those will also be spawning everywhere, and also will be available in field research as well as I think the paid research is what it
Correct.
said. So
Yep.
if you want to go after these, they're also available too. I am actually going to mostly be going after yellow because I actually got most of those I think from GoFest because they were also spawning there too. But more shinies is more shinies. I'll be getting as many as I can. Johnny, you're gonna be having fun getting backgrounds here, baby.
Yeah, I go after the research for that. So the research that you normally go after, if you want the field research, it's ones that are trade a Pokemon, win a 5-star raid,
Mm.
and complete complete
Party
a
challenge?
party challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the three that you usually don't. You get them from that. And unfortunately, Rooster, there's no way to get the other colors. So right now, red and blue are not going to be anywhere in the United States.
Mhm.
There's no plans for that. So you have to trade with find people that got them during GoFest, and hopefully you can trade with them and stuff like that.
Do you think there will be somebody who will fly around the world to make sure they can get all colors?
Timing wise, it's kind of hard. I mean, you got to think about it. You got 3 hours for the event. So, I mean, I guess you could theoretically do it, but it's definitely it would be challenging to get in the 3 different areas during the community day specifically. Maybe if you had a private jet, but I think there's cheaper ways to do it than private jetting around, if you ask
Well,
me.
I mean,
So,
could this be a YouTube short we work on next?
uh, that may be in the future thing. Not going that far. Yes, that's
Okay.
something I normally would do, but no, I've already got enough plans. I'm headed out to Vancouver at the end of this month, and that's where
Oh, that's
that's
right.
where I'm going
Yeah.
for it. So that's enough for me.
Yeah. So, trade day. Okay. So I have some thoughts about this. So trade day is interesting because it gives us a higher lucky chance. It also decreases dust cost by 10%. You get 2 candy XL. So what I originally thought, and I even said this in my short, is that we get 2 candy and rare candy, and then 3 candy XL based on the seasonal bonus. But apparently it doesn't apply during trade days. Yeah, just that correction there. You only get the bonus from the trade day, which is 2 candy XL. I'm a little bit disappointed by that because I think it should have been 3 because we got those 2 bonuses. It make me want to trade more often for sure. It also gave you better lucky chance. I think it increased every level by about 10%. If you got a Pokemon that's 3 years old or later, you get 30%, but on trade day today you get 40%. If it's 2 years old, originally be 20%, but then you get 30% today, and 1 year's is 10, 0 is 5, and then it get boosted up to 15 and 20 respectively. It was a great day. I got like a ton of luckies myself. I think also one of my trades, one of my special trades also turned out to be lucky, which was Necrozma with not very good stats, but that was a total of 1, 2, 8. I got a total of 8 shinies today. I don't think I've used up all my trades yet, so pretty good. Like I've seen days where I've gotten that, but those were very rare days. So if this continues on, I think this is a really good event that would be great in the future as well.
So if you do look at the odds there, the numbers, the chance of being lucky, the 1 in 20. So if you're trading Pokemon that are less than a year old, and you traded, let's say, 100 of them, that means you would get 5 luckies. And somebody in the
Roughly,
chat
yeah.
said they got 11 luckies out of
Exactly.
100. And so if you the way that when they say there's a boosted percentage of boosted lucky chance, what they mean is that you add 10% onto those numbers. If you said it's 5%, you'd end up getting it's about 15%. So if you're trading 100 trades, then you would end up with around 15. You would end up with around 15%. So that would end up around 15 of those trades being lucky. So 11 is within the numbers that I would say, the mathematical averages that it works out. Another day you might get around 20 of them, type of thing.
Yeah.
And so we can max out with a 40% chance of lucky trades. I personally don't do my guaranteed lucky trades. Friends that I'm lucky with, I'm not doing those on Sundays. That way I can make sure that I save those for other days, and I get my 2 special trades for today. I'm going to take my 40% chance. I swung and I missed on that today. So I did 2 special trades today, and both of them were not lucky. And I made sure that they were at least 3 years old, difference, total time for that.
Exactly.
So yeah. But if you take a look at what's going on the screen there, Mark's latest Shundo,
Yes.
he got a background out of that on it. So it's pretty good Shundo.
Yeah.
As one of our friends, he calls it a Bashalundo. And there's another on Reddit. People were going off talking about how since it's a legendary type of trade, they're calling it a backshack, going after Shaquille O'Neal type of thing. So,
Nice. Yeah. Because like it was funny because I basically manifested it because like I said to myself like right before we were doing the trade, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this was a Shundo? And then I look at it and just like, ah!
Yeah, he didn't know the Hundo number when he did the trade. He said
No,
he did the
I did not.
Yeah, and so he found out when he actually looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the background, the Dark Skies background.
God, it's so good. Like some of the backgrounds they've done before have been very mid to all just uninteresting, boring. But this background is like what I'd expect. Like this is a cool background. It accentuates the whole thing. It's cool. It's fun to look at. I just can't stop staring at my boy. He's such a good boy. Can't stop staring at that beautiful, beautiful little guy. So the weekly postmortem. So this is we're gonna discuss what happened over the week, and I think the two biggest things to talk about are Sharpedo Ray Day and the Kanto celebration. So what I would say is that while beginning the event, Kanto celebration, I thought it was kind of who cares, right? But then like once I started looking at what I got from Max Finale, this was actually a great event. Like you got Bulbasaur, Charmander, you got Squirt. Why'd you take Squirtle away? Where's Squirtle, John?
I didn't touch him.
Squirtle was supposed to cover Mr. Mayne's face because I don't like looking at his face, and now he's gone.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the event a lot.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of spawns, a lot of catches. I just had auto catcher going on most of the time, and I got a ton from it. I especially had a lot of the starters also that I wanted to make sure that I got the legacy moves, the special moves on them.
Yeah, that too.
So I did a bunch of those evolutions that I had been holding off on for a long time because I don't want to spend the ETMs on it. Unlike on some people, I don't have 90 ETMs. There's some people in chat that I know personally have 90 ETMs that they're hoarding. So that was good. It was good for that point. The raids were kind of mid in a sense, except for I love that it had nothing to do specifically with the event. The non-event raids. I mean, I don't think I think I did 3 of the megas during this time, but that's something that I wasn't really into because I've got all that mega energy. If you've been around for a long time, you get that. You've got that mega energy going.
Yeah.
So you really didn't need those raids. I was mainly doing the Palkias and things like that. So
exactly. Majin, Squirtle Gate. We've got a Squirtle Gate going on over here. What's John been doing behind the scenes when I had my back? Find out later. Yeah, so the Sharpedo Raid Day, like I was excited for it, but like once I did a couple of them and I got a couple shinies, I was just like, okay, and it's kind of like stopped because like it's not gonna be useful for really anything except for getting the platinum medal, which I have now. It's just a dex filler, unfortunately. Wish I could do more with it, but it's just a dex filler. I do like
actually this past week also the fact that we're able to get Caldeo, which I didn't have, and it was able to complete the decks for that, the whole the decks for that one was definitely very interesting. I like that we got that one finally. And back in 2023 I was too cheap and just bought it for my stepson and didn't buy it for myself, and it paid off. I suspect, this is just my my best guess, is that in order for us to change it to the Resolute form, we're gonna have to do some special things with it. So
you mentioned that.
So my recommendation is start making it your buddy and get it. It might. I don't know if it's gonna have to be best buddies to get the Resolute form, but it's definitely gonna have to be some other. But it might have to be like a some buddy level for that.
I think good or great is what they're gonna probably shoot for. Or is it ultra? The second and third stages of friendship are what I think they probably have it for, because I know other challenges always usually were at good or great, and for those completion. milestones. I think even a level wasn't there a level requirement where you had to get like so many good buddies at one point and best
Yeah,
buddies
that's for one of
afterwards.
the that's what some of
Yeah,
the levels go for it.
yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I agree with him. Like, yeah, I was like sitting here going, like, okay, so we doing the Keldeo event, but like, what's the Resolute form gonna what's gonna be special about it? And I think he's got a good point. And I'm not sure in the anime if there's anything like this, but like Resolute form, I think probably has something to do with friendship or the power of friendship or the anime stuff. That would make sense.
So
it would make sense.
Yeah. So they're definitely going to be do something. They're going to make some type of requirements for it and things like that.
For sure.
So, yep. And I was just notified by Lissa Baby that she got a 1541 Sharpedo. I think that's a 98 if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, that's Sharpedo. Really cool.
Shiny Sharpedo. So yeah.
How many raids did she do?
I think 4 or 5. She didn't do very many. She was jumping mainly into my stream on there. So
happy for you. So happy.
So, yep. But that's yeah. So I mean, I thought the Sharpedo stuff was kind of like you said, kind of mid.
Yep.
And yes. And so Lissa is my wife, and she was jumping in my raids with me this whole time.
Just sniping.
So.
Pew pew pew.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I'm glad this week wasn't like really a big deal because like after Max Finale, where there was just so much to keep track of between the D Maxes and the backgrounds, the G Maxes and the backgrounds, and the times of the G Maxes, and the days of the D Maxes, and all that stuff. Like, I'm glad like we just had kind of like a pretty chill week for the most part, and like it seems like this next week is going to be pretty chill as well. So I'm looking forward to like resting up again, and then hopefully then get some exciting then next couple weeks. Like, I'm looking forward to my boy Metagross finally coming to the stage. I need my Mega Metagross, please.
Yeah, hopefully that comes out. It's going to be interesting now that we've got the platinum medal for the Megas. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've ever encountered a medal where there's something that's going to be beyond the medal.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So I don't know what they're are they going to give us a platinum plus or diamond or something like that? Who knows what the next step is going to be for that?
Because I think there's supposed to be like say around 30 to 40 different new megas introduced. There's varying numbers with that. Pokemon's pretty close, keeps that kind of stuff pretty close to his chest. So yeah, I'm curious if they're going to try to recalibrate like they are going to do with the levels, or like you said, they're going to add some extra stuff on top of it, which could open the door then for some interesting other medals that we could get, which means you're not done catching Pikachus, my friend, not just because they're costumes anymore.
If I see another yellow rat for that medal, man, that's the time. Ingress was the other, Niantic game, and they had the Onyx level. So after platinum, it's the Onyx level for the medals.
Interesting.
So
okay.
Like that.
Yeah, they could. So. I honestly like the idea of maybe going to to the gem categories. Like they could even use stuff from the mainline games like Ruby and Sapphire, Emerald even. I mean, that'd be they probably won't do that, but that'd be kind of cool if they did. I'd like that.
Yeah. So that's this week was better than I thought it was going to be in some aspects of it. So so that's pretty much it.
I enjoyed it, yeah. But here's something we will do. Which I know you're not the biggest fan of, John, but we're gonna do something I call Poké-poker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a random medal, okay? And then we will all in chat type what our number is for that medal. And then whoever gets the highest wins bragging rights at the moment. Get to our medal page, and I'm gonna pick a medal blindfolded. Showcase Star. Let's see what your number is for Showcase Star. Mine, I know I'm not gonna win this.
I'm 286. I had one win today. So
yeah, you beat me. I think you're double mine. I'm only at 114. I always someone always comes and snipes every once in a while, and I lose.
Yeah, I got sniped. I knew I thought I was going to win 2 out of 3 today, and someone just sniped me at the last minute. Even though I had an alarm set, I checked it at 10 minutes before it ended, and I didn't win that one. So.
So King's got 199. That's pretty good. It's also pretty good.
That's a fun
71. Do you even play, bro? Do you even play? What do you even do?
You know what? Honestly, I regret getting where I did, because I got the Professor Pikachu from it. So when you hit
Yeah.
100, you get the Professor Pikachu.
Right.
And when I got it, it was bugged where I got 387, where everybody who was bugged at the same time got the same Professor Pikachu. So there's no chance of getting things,
Oh,
getting
really?
anything different. So
Oh,
if
no.
if you're catching it after, like
It's
in the past
showcases.
year, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hate showcases because you don't win them. That's really what the truth is, right?
Boom.
So.
Got him. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think you're the only person I know that obsesses over XXLs and XXSs.
I got a few other friends, but the reason why I like them is because you get the premium items. It's the best, that's really the best way to get those things that it really costs you money out of it. So it's not a bad way to get some free items that normally cost you some money.
Great, true, but I also said and XXSs, which has nothing to do with showcases. So, sir, justify yourself. Justify yourself.
Well, I'll go through. They put in the decks. I want to complete the decks. So
fair enough. I understand when you're getting I'm also a Pokedex completionist as well, so I 100% get that. You can't even find your showcase medal? Oh, yeah, they can be hard to find. Like, I don't know why there's not a search function or something for that.
It looks like a circle with a wreath around it, and the inside of it. Is the way you can try to find it. And incubators. So I'll tell you my little incubator story. There's a YouTuber. His name's Raj, and Raj Gotcha, and he's been yelling at me for months now to stop doing incubators. So I decided to do some math on my incubators. I have hatched just over 15,000 Pokemon, and using obviously incubators. And I took a look at the number of things that are hatched that I've hatched in my current storage, and I looked for 4 stars, shinies, or costumes. So any level of costume. And if you double the number that I have in there, so assuming I've thrown some out or assuming I've traded some and stuff like that, so if you double the number I have in there, still less than 3% of the Pokemon that I currently have in my bag are shiny, costume, or 4-star that I've hatched. So out of 15,000 eggs, less than 3% are what I would consider of any value at all. And that convinced me, after doing those numbers, to not do incubators anymore. So I have really slowed down a lot. So I'm just saving them up for mainly special events and things like that.
All right, where do you check your hatches then? I actually don't. Oh, there it is. There it is. This one, right? I've only done about 5K, but I will say that everyone. I mean, it's all about the gacha aspect of it, right? Do you like having a fun, different way to get cool Pokemon that you weren't expecting?
Right. Well, that's why I'm saying I'm saving them up for those special events, the events that have the special.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So. Yeah. Totally understand that completely. Like, there are definitely some times where I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yeah, I don't really want to do any of these eggs. These all suck. Like even the Snom one, I didn't really care about because like it's gonna take 400 candies. Like, there's no reason to go out there and get those 7-kilometer eggs, which I'd probably put in a super incubator, to make sure it gets hatched in time, or instead I'll just wait until it comes to regular eggs, which it has, and I still have not hatched a single one. So there you go. My logic is sound, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. Kasha has 1-0 showcases.
It's definitely something to be trying for. I mean, throw them there. You can sometimes get some nice things out of them when you do them and stuff like that. As I said, there's the premium items for it. Oh, one interesting thing that I recently did some research on, changing the topic slightly, is that as of this season 20, the Tales of Transformation, if you wanted to have a complete Pokedex of what there's available in Pokemon Go, it's 914 Pokemon that you could have registered in your Pokedex. You can have 838 shiny Pokemon. Out of those, out of all the Pokemon, there's 37 regional exclusives, and if you eliminate the Pokemon that are not tradable, you could have 899 lucky Pokemon. So if you go into your Pokedex and take a look at those numbers, I can tell you that I've just got a few to evolve that I just haven't evolved yet. I don't have enough candy for the Pokedex. So 914 is your total Pokedex number for the regular one.
Yep. So they're still missing like 101 Pokemon about, right? Missing about 101 Pokemon.
Yeah, there's 1025 Pokemon total, and so we're at 101 Pokemon that are not in there. And then your shiny decks, I'm currently at 793. I probably have 3 or 4 to evolve, and you could have 838 is how many shinies you could have in total.
And this
So
is why
that's
I
something
do
I
it.
kind of want to track it per season.
Yeah, and this is why I kind of do it. You know, another Pokedex to shiny Pokedex to complete. That's what I'm going for. Yep.
Yep.
Why you do it? Hey, thanks for tuning in, Majin. Really appreciate it. Yes, this is always a blast to do it every week to get the week started. I love it.
Helps me remember what's going on for the week. But thanks again
Exactly.
for your feedback. And, feel free to join up our Discord. We also are posting 2 to 3 videos per week in our YouTube channel, and slowly get expanded ones into our other channels. Happy birthday, Crispy! He was previously he listed himself as the #1 Rookidee fan, and then I think he changed it up this week to a different type of fan.
Oh, that's awesome! Yes. Happy birthday! That's great.
Pogo Tips Official. So we do that for all of our socials. Our Pogo Tips Official. All
right, great. Well, again, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it, and we'll be back next week for another weekly preview. Woo!
All right, thank you guys. And,
all right, have a good night, everybody. All right, bye.
Take care.